In this video, let us see another two examples based on the volume concept that we have just seen in the last few classes. Now we are solving the fifth question from the exercise, and the question goes as follows. A vessel is in the form of an inverted cone. Its height is 8 centimeters and the radius of its top, which is open, is 5 centimeters. It is filled with water up to the brim. When lead shots, each of which is a sphere of radius 0.5 centimeters, are dropped into the vessel, 1/4 of the water flows out. Find the number of lead shots which are dropped in the vessel. So now you have a vessel, the cone is in this form. So now you have a vessel which is in the form of an inverted cone. So it is in this form. The height of the cone is given to be 8 centimeters. Okay, and the radius of the top, which is open, is 5 centimeters. Okay, so the radius is 5 centimeters. Now this cone is filled with water up to the brim. Means till here it is filled with water. Okay, this is what is given to you. It is said that when lead shots, there are lead shots, each of which is a sphere. The lead shots which are there, they are of sphere. They are in the form of a sphere. So they are in the form of a sphere, and these lead shots which are there, each of which is a sphere of radius 0.5 centimeters, are dropped in the vessel. 1/4 of the water flows out. Okay, so when you drop these lead spheres in the water or in this vessel, then whenever you drop them, whatever total volume of water is there, from that total volume, 1/4 amount of it flows out of the vessel. Now what you have to find is how many such lead shots are dropped in the vessel. So let us see how this can be done. Now there are two figures here. One is cone and sphere. So the sphere will not have height, it will only have radius, and the cone also has radius. So we will have to take two radii. So one will be R1, the other one will be R2. And height we can only take as h. We can take h only because the sphere does not have height. Okay, so let us see. Height of the cone h is 8 centimeters. Radius of the cone is R1. Let us denote the radius of the cone as R1, which is 5 centimeters. Also you are given radius of the sphere, which is 0.5 centimeters. So radius of each sphere, let us denote it by R2. This is 0.5 centimeters. So all three are in centimeters, so you don't have to convert any of the lengths or dimensions. Now it is said that when you drop these spheres into the water, into the vessel, the volume of the vessel reduces by 1/4. Okay, means what? Volume of water that flows out will be what? In this case, when you put lead shots, 1/4 of volume will flow out. So the amount of volume that flows out of the amount of water that flows out of the vessel will be equal to volume of each of the spheres, correct? So if you drop one sphere into this or one shot into this, some amount of water will flow out. So the amount of water that flows out will be equal to the volume of this one shot, correct? So when you put two shots into it, then the volume of water that flows out will be equal to the volume of these two shots. Okay, so volume of water that flows out will be equal to the volume of lead shots. Fine, that concept is understood. Next it is said that when lead shots, each of which is a sphere of radius 0.5 centimeters, are dropped into the vessel, 1/4 of the water flows out. Okay, so volume of water that flows out, is volume of lead shots. So it is said volume of lead shots will be then 1/4. Since 1/4 of water flows out, this will be equal to 1/4 of the volume of water in the cone. Okay, this concept is clear. So now we have to find what is the volume of lead shots. We have to find the volume of the water in the cone. So volume of lead shots is 1/4 into what is the volume of the water in the cone by R1 square H. So when you substitute, you get 1/3 multiplied by 1/4 into this, and you don't divide this, keep it like this only, and it is centimeter cube. So we are given volume of lead shots, okay, but lead shots are in the space in the form of sphere. So we know what is the formula to find the volume of a spherical object. Volume of each spherical object is 4/3 pi r cube, correct? So since the sphere's radius we have taken as r2, it will be 4/3 pi r2 cube. So volume of each spherical shot is 11/21 into centimeter cube. And we have seen that volume of water that flows out will be what? Volume of water that flows out will be number of lead shots into volume of each lead shot, correct? Whatever volume which is there flows out will be equal to number of lead shots that you have put into the volume of each lead shots, correct? Volume of water that flows out is 1100/21, which we have found here, equal to number of lead shots multiplied by volume of each spherical lead shot is 11/21. So from this we can find the number of lead shots. So number of lead shots will be, you have to transfer this on the other side. So when you transfer this fraction on the other side, it becomes reciprocal. So you get it 1100/21 multiplied by this will be reciprocal, so 21/11, and the answer is 100. So the number of lead shots which are dropped in the vessel is 100. Now let us see another example. A solid iron pole consists of a cylinder of height 220 centimeters and base diameter 24 centimeters, which is surmounted by another cylinder of height 60 centimeters and radius 8 centimeters. Find the mass of the pole given that 1 centimeter cube of iron has approximately 8 grams mass. So you know that if you find 1 centimeter cube of iron has 8 grams mass, so if you find the volume of the iron, then you will get how much mass it has, because you have to find the mass of the pole. So it is given that there is a cylinder, okay, which has height 220 centimeters and diameter of the cylinder is 24 centimeters. Okay, this is a bigger cylinder, and there is another cylinder which is surmounted on this big cylinder which has height 60 centimeters and radius 8 centimeters. So this is a smaller cylinder. Now again here you have two objects, and each of these objects have their own radius, okay, and height. So you will have to take the radii and height as R1 and R2 for one of these objects. So let us take it. Height of the big cylinder is H1, which is 220 centimeters. Diameter is 24 centimeters. So radius of big cylinder R1 is 12 centimeters, half of 24. Height of the smaller cylinder is denoted by H2, which is 60 centimeters, and the radius of the small cylinder is R2, which is 8 centimeters. Okay, now you have to find the volume of this iron pole. Now the volume of this entire iron pole will be equal to the volume of this big cylinder plus the volume of the small cylinder. Why we are finding the volume? Because we have to find the mass of the iron pole. Now mass of the iron pole, you are given that if you have a volume of 1 centimeter cube, then the mass it will have is 8 grams. So if I find the volume of this pole, then I can find the mass of the pole. Okay. So volume of the iron pole is volume of big cylinder plus volume of the small cylinder. The formula you know is pi r square h. So for big cylinder it is pi r1 square h1, plus for small cylinder it is pi r2 square h2. Now you can take pi common from both these numbers of both these terms. So pi is common. What remains here is r1 square h1 plus r2 square h2. Pi, it is given that you have to take it as 3.14. So take 3.14, substitute all the values, evaluate, and you get the volume of the iron pole is 11532.80 centimeter cube. Now it is given that 1 centimeter cube of iron has how much mass? It has 8 grams of mass. So what 11532.80 centimeter cube of iron will have how much of mass in it? It will be 11532.80 multiplied by 8 grams mass. Therefore the mass of the pole will be 11532.80 multiplied by 80, which is 892262.40 grams. Now this is a very big number and it is in grams, so let us convert it to kg so that we get a smaller number. So to convert grams to kgs, you know that you have to divide by 1000. So let us divide this number by 1000 to convert grams to kg, and you get this equal to 892.26 kgs. So the mass of the pole is 892.26 kgs.